Have you ever wondered what would happen if two of history's greatest spiritual teachers, Jesus and Buddha, actually met? It's a fascinating thought experiment. Today, we're going to explore a very special story, a fictional account of their final encounter and a different perspective on what might have happened to Jesus after the crucifixion. Let's set the scene. Imagine Jesus, having survived the ordeal of the cross, embarks on a long journey eastward. His travels take him along the ancient Silk Road, a path not just of trade, but of ideas, philosophies, and spiritual quests. He's no longer just the preacher from Galilee. He's a seeker, his heart and mind open to the wisdom of the world. His destination, the land of India, a place renowned for its deep spiritual traditions. In this story, after years of searching and learning, Jesus, now a seasoned traveler, known by a different name, finally arrives at a quiet monastery nestled in the Himalayas. It is here that he meets an old, wise master. This master is none other than Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, who has lived a long life dedicated to understanding the nature of suffering and the path to enlightenment. Picture their meeting. It wouldn't be a clash of doctrines or a debate over dogma. Instead, it would be a quiet communion of two souls who have walked similar paths. They would sit together, perhaps under a Bodhi tree, sharing tea and silence. Jesus would speak of his teachings on love, forgiveness, and the kingdom of God within. Buddha would listen with compassionate understanding, recognizing the universal truths in Jesus' words. Buddha, in turn, would share his insights, the Four Noble Truths, and the Eightfold Path. He would explain the concept of the illusion of the self, and the way to liberation from the cycle of suffering. Jesus, who taught his disciples to lose their life to find it, would see a profound parallel in the Buddhist concept of non-attachment and the dissolution of the ego. Their conversations would transcend language. They'd communicate through shared presence, a deep, mutual respect for the path each had walked. Jesus would see in Buddha a man who had achieved a profound peace, a state of nirvana. Buddha would see in Jesus a bodhisattva, a being of immense compassion dedicated to alleviating the suffering of others. They would recognize each other not as rivals, but as brothers on the same ultimate journey. In this final meeting, there are no goodbyes, only a merging of wisdom. Jesus, having absorbed the teachings of the East, finds the final pieces of his own spiritual puzzle. He doesn't abandon his own path, he deepens it. He realizes that the kingdom of God he spoke of is the same inner peace, the same nirvana that Buddha taught. It's a state of being available to everyone, right here, right now. According to this tale, Jesus doesn't ascend to a heavenly throne in a physical sense. Instead, he achieves his own form of enlightenment. His final ascension being a complete dissolution into the universal consciousness, the divine love he always preached. He lives out the rest of his days in that Himalayan sanctuary, a quiet, anonymous master, his legacy not just in the churches of the West, but woven into the silent wisdom of the East. This story, of course, is a work of imagination, but it invites us to look beyond the rigid boundaries of our beliefs. It suggests that the core of all great spiritual traditions points to the same universal truth. The path to overcoming suffering is paved with compassion, wisdom, and love. What do you think of this story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey, be sure to like and subscribe for more explorations into the great mysteries of life.